moving things off the app.
I'd like a word with you.
So whether you're using Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, whatever dating app, a lot of the time before you want to actually get to the date, it can be a good idea to move things off onto another platform, whether that's Instagram, WhatsApp, or just texting each other and getting the phone number. But the reason that this can be a good idea is not only are you now just the Hinge match, just the Tinder match, you are moving things on and getting a little bit more sort of intimate, a little bit closer. And for a lot of people, this can just be something to make them a little bit more comfortable before actually agreeing to go on a date with you. But like everything on online dating that we talk about here at Dude Hack, you have to do it with some finesse. There are some ways that you can screw this up, and there are definitely ways to do this right. But first, before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, my name is Steve from dudehack.com, and I'm an online dating coach for men. And at Dude Hack, we help guys completely transform their online dating life. So if that's something that interests you, consider subscribing or taking our free quiz down below. But today is all about moving things off the app, so let's get into it.
Shut up! It's starting!
Now, I recently completed a video all about the due diligence that you should do before a date, and that's basically checking in if that person is real or not. Now, to me, one of the best things to do is to get that person's Instagram and look at their tagged photos. But how do you actually go about getting their Instagram? Or if you want their phone number, or you're in a country that WhatsApp is the most used form of contact, and I've traveled a lot, and for some reason WhatsApp is used like more than anything, you will want to get those contact details before you actually plan the date. It is usually going to help your chances in securing that date, because like I said at the top of the video, you're not just the Tinder match anymore, you are one step ahead and kind of considered a little bit closer to them because you do have that form of contact. Now, before we get into it, this is definitely not something you want to do right out the gate. It's something that you want to do after you have spent some time talking, you've made a good connection, and the conversation is flowing. If you want to make sure you are having a good conversation, regardless of what app you're using, you'll want to check out my video all about how to have effective conversations on Hinge. But let's just say at this point that you've had a really nice, engaging conversation, you've planted the seed, which is another step that I feel you need to do in order to get towards a date. Watch that video as well. And you are ready to actually get things moving along to a date.
I am super ready.
Or maybe you have actually already planned the date regardless of what app you're using, and it is a good idea to get the contact details before actually going on that date. Now, the main overarching theme here is that if you are asking for a number or a WhatsApp or an Instagram, you're essentially asking something of that person. And the number one thing that you are doing to influence that person to essentially get what you want, for lack of a better term, is to give a reason. There is a book called Influence by Robert Cialdini. Now look, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but the main takeaway from that book that applies to this is that if you are asking a favor, it is always better to give a reason. Now, funnily enough, it doesn't even matter if that reason is real or not. So even if it's slightly embellished, a little bit of a joke, or it is just a factual, real reason, you are always much better off giving one than not. The human brain is conditioned to like the word because when you are asking for something. So when you are asking for your match's Instagram, phone number, WhatsApp, it's always really good to give a reason and follow up with because. So look, you could come right out and ask like the real reason that you do want their Instagram or WhatsApp, or like if you have a date coming up or something, you could say something along the lines of, hey, by the way, I should grab your WhatsApp so I can make it a bit easier to contact you. Like that's kind of the real reason. It's a little bit boring. Now you could take that real reason a little bit of a step ahead, but add some humor into it, but it's still real. By saying something like, hey, I should grab your Instagram so I can just stalk you a little bit more before I date. Now, if you've been having a bantery back and forth type of conversation, your match should know that you are joking when you say this, but being like semi-serious. And on that note of having a bantery conversation, that is pulled straight out of Hook Her Heart, which is our online dating course that teaches you everything that you need to know about online dating. Check it out in the link below. But what if you don't want to be so boring and be like every other guy that's asked for a number before? We'll get into that in a second, but first, just a word from today's sponsor. So just a very short break for today's sponsor, and today's sponsor is me. Now the channel is supported 100% by just myself. We don't have any external sponsors. With that being said, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, which is Hook Her Heart. I've developed this groundbreaking new course which teaches you everything you would need to know about online dating from A to Z. It's called Hook Her Heart. The motto modern gentleman's guide to attracting, entertaining, and retaining high quality women. In my new jam-packed 5-module course, I'll walk you through some of the most vital concepts like how to build a good physique, exactly what to eat, whether you want to lean up or gain some muscle, my methodology for upgrading your look from grooming to a whole wardrobe transformation, a fresh overhaul to an attractive, intriguing dating profile, my exact process for optimizing your pictures to get way more matches, my best openers that get interested responses from women, live breakdowns of magnetic conversations, my core methodologies, and the 6 pillars of conversation, what to do on the date to give her an amazing experience, and the smoothest, most natural way to escalate towards your end goal. Plus, so much more inside the course. And 3 awesome bonuses that you'll get for free if you sign up before my special introductory price expires. So if you are serious about transforming your dating life and you want to learn literally everything you would ever need to, well then click the link down in the description below so you can get the special introductory price offer that's not going to be available for long. Now that's it for today's sponsor. Back to the video. Now remember, we don't want to be like every single other boring guy on these dating apps. So I personally believe the better way to ask is to attach a reason to your request that's a little bit embellished and funny. So an example of this could be something like, hey, by the way, you should give me your number so I can put you down as my emergency contact. Something that's very clearly a joke and a bit out there, but also just stating, hey, like, I want your number. Now, one other thing I definitely want to add here is what happens after you get their number or their contact details. Now, the number one mistake I see from so many guys is that they will get their number or their Instagram and send them a little message saying something like, hey, it's Steven from Bumble.
You corny, dog. You corny. You a lame.
Now, of course, she knows it's going to be the guy that she just gave her number or Instagram to. And doing this just slips the conversation into a boring start. Something that you would learn in Hook Her Heart or some of our other videos that do talk about having an effective conversation is making sure your match is feeling something when you are talking. And the other thing that you will learn is how to have effective callbacks, or you could call them inside jokes. So one of the best things to do when you do finally get their number is to pull out that inside joke. You want to instantly put her back into that state of mind, that really good feeling that she had when you guys were talking on Tinder, Hinge, or Bumble. I mean, you did get her number, so she hopefully was feeling good, and then double down and remind her of that good feeling you guys were having in that conversation. You want things to flow right on from the conversation on that app. And from there, if you haven't planned the date already, you want to use the 6 pillars of good conversation all the way until the date is planned. Now, if you don't know what any of this stuff is that I'm talking about, go and check out Hook Her Heart down below, or watch some of my other videos I mentioned before. The next video that you do need to watch is how to effectively ask her out on that date. And this is something I see done wrong all the damn time. So make sure you do watch that video. And if you're someone who's not even getting close to moving off the app because, well, your matches just aren't really there, then I do suggest you take our quiz down below because your profile might be the problem. In that free quiz down below, you can upload your online dating profiles and answer a series of questions, and myself and the team at Dude Hack will assess those and give you some personalized feedback. And that will be the quickest way to start making some effective changes to your profile instantly. Or if you're someone that just wants to kind of cut to the chase, be part of the elite, know how to have effective conversations that lead to dates, the best openers, the best profile, then I do suggest you check out Hook Her Heart down below, which is our online dating video course, which will teach you everything you would ever possibly need to know about online dating. And if you have liked today's video, go ahead and press that little thumbs up button and consider subscribing. But until next time, guys, I'll see you later. And hopefully your conversations are going to be better than this fire I tried to light behind me.